This is going to be a very short tutorial, but I just wanted to go over this because many people get this wrong. How to get some really nice depth of field in After Effects. So depth of field is really nice to create some depth in your scene, obviously, but it's something that I really use a lot, and I really enjoy using depth of field as it gives your scene a nice cinematic feel. So as you can see right here, I have a scene that I'm working on currently, and if you want to check out this intro, a link will be put in the description, but it's currently not finished yet, so if you're watching real time, you're not going to see the link in the description. Tomorrow you should. So I have here an intro that I'm working on, and if I check my depth of field, you can see that it's really nice right here to see some depth of field. Yeah, it creates that kind of focus towards the middle, towards the center, and you get to focus on the title itself. So how do you get perfect depth of field? So what I do is right click new adjustment layer, and I will write here depth of field, and now we know this is going to be a layer with our depth of field applied to it. So I will go to effect, blur and sharpen, and apply a camera lens blur. Here I like to work with a hexagon or a pentagon. Actually, I will go for pentagon as it has a little bit less detail and it's going to be more obvious to see these kind of blurry samples. Okay, so let's say I want something like 30 blur, and you can see now on the edges it's kind of weird looking, so we'll check on repeat edge pixels. So let's do that, and most people what they would do here is go into the mask tool, click on the rectangle tool, double click, and then double click on your mask and then hold Ctrl to drag it inwards. Well, yeah, let's just do it roughly right now, and then just subtract the layer. And of course, yeah, it's not nice if it's cut off like this, and then they would go F for feather and feather it all the way. But you can see right here what the problem is. So currently you're actually feathering the mask out and not the effect. So it's going to be 30 blur on the entire composition, and then you're fading it off, so it looks really weird and it's just not natural. So to do that correctly, and the fix to this is actually really simple. And if you work with 3D software and you export like a Z depth data, you can also import that and use that as well. But what I do if I want to fake motion blur is I create a new solid layer and I make this black. Click OK and OK. Then I create another solid layer and make this white. And now I will click OK and do the exact same thing on my white layer. Double click my rectangle tool, double click on the rectangle, then hold Ctrl to drag it into the center around here. And then I will subtract this layer, so white is on the outside and black is on the inside. And then we could go into our feather, so press F on the keyboard and get some like 300. And of course you would see here the edges are weird looking, so we'll double click on our mask again, hold Ctrl and just make it as wide as you need to, so it's a nice width right here. And that allows us, if we select our two solid layers and go to layer, recompose, we're going to DOF from depth of field, matte. And if we click OK and just uncheck this, we can go into our depth of field effect itself here and go into the blur map, and here we are going to select our layer DOF matte, and that's going to allow us to everything that's white to be well, with the depth of field enabled to it. And the more you go towards black, the more is going towards 0. So everything that's black is going to be 0, everything that's white is going to be 30, and everything in between is going to be, yeah, something different. So you can see right here, this gray area is going to just lower the effect, and that way you get a really nice transition. I think this is a pretty cool tip if you want to work with some fake depth of field, but you can see that it really improves your scene by just adding a little bit of depth of field. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like and also subscribe to the channel, and stay in focus for the next time.